Hi guys, Jerry Ford here. So I am coming at you with another update. It took me forever, well, it seemed like forever for me to make a video because outside of being on this YouTube channel, and I also have another YouTube channel that I am mainly on, I just decided to take time. Actually, I just got home for doing second side hustle to give you guys another update about how I've been doing since I had my fibroid embolization. Okay, so this will be, I would say this is a part 3 of the, I don't know if I would say documentary, but of my process. I'm just going to say of my process. If you guys came across this video, I will advise you guys to go on my channel. You will see my fibroid embolization story, and you will also see the second part, which is me documenting when I got the procedure done, you know, the things I was experiencing, all that good stuff. So now we're here. So right now it's July. We are in July. Today is July 17th of 2026. This is when this video was recorded, and the last time I believe I talked to you guys was back in May. Yeah, back in May. And yes, I know I happened to post the previous 2 parts a little late, but like I told you guys, I'm busy. So it's been a little bit over 2 months since I had the fibroid embolization done, and I want to give you guys a little update because I know with the last video I was telling you guys what I was experiencing with, you know, well, let me just put in a disclaimer. I may talk about, you know, like issues going to the bathroom, periods, you know, cramps, all the lady stuff that some people don't want to hear. So if you're uncomfortable with that, which if you're a woman, you shouldn't be uncomfortable because that's what all of us women do. But somehow or another, if you're gross about it, please exit out of the video now. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. So back to what I was saying. So if you guys saw the documentary, the second part of my process, you know I was telling you guys I was having issues with pooping. I was unclear about when my period was going to start, and by period it's like the first period that you get after the procedure. Okay, so I was, you know, at a standstill trying to figure out like when that was going to get started, and somehow or another I was a little, you know, concerned about it, which part of me was like, you know, I shouldn't be concerned about it because you know, it's coming. So pretty much the last clip that you guys saw when I told you that if there's any updates, I will keep you guys posted on my recovery. Technically I am still within the 3 to 6 months part, so I do believe that my uterus is still healing. It's not fully healed. I don't believe that unless it's between 3 to 6 months. But so far, another other than yesterday, I would say, no, not yesterday, well actually the other day, I was doing you know, like my side hustle, and I happened to pick up something and that might have been a little tad too heavy, and I started noticing I was aching on the sides. That was one of the things that I could say, but that was the first time I ever felt that. And I noticed that I was feeling like little dull aches here and there, but it was not nothing extreme or excruciating. It's something that you could either take an aspirin or a Motrin and then it would go away. Okay, so that is what I've been feeling, you know, like pain wise, but other than that I've been doing awesome. Okay, so prior to the pooping, which you guys got to that part, I did tell you that that part, you know, has been back to normal again ever since I stopped taking the medications. I did tell you guys that the ibuprofen that my doctor, Dr. Gal told me that if, just in case if I'm feeling any pain, just keep them on hand. I don't carry them in my purse anymore. They're literally on my kitchen cabinet, just sitting there. And the only thing that I take is just like my medication that I take on a daily basis for blood pressure and aspirin. But so far for me, I didn't have to take those. And speaking of pain, this just came in my head. Speaking of pain, there was one day where it was a Sunday and I was on my way to church, me and my mom, and I noticed that I was getting these little faint cramps in the bottom, you know, right where you know, I had the procedure done. And I ended up having to take, you know, some aspirin for that. And then once I took the aspirin, the pain went away, and it was good. But it was kind of odd because it was like I was like, I just had my period. Well, good news, I just had my period. And days after, I started feeling that. I don't know if it's something to do with the weather, because sometimes it's like this, if you guys notice, or if you never had surgery before or anything done with your body, when it rains certain periods of time, you may feel like a ache or dull or cramp, or, you know, you'll feel something in, depending on what surgery you may have. Like if you had heart surgery, if you had maybe like brain surgery, if you had, you know, fibroid embolization, myomectomy, if you've been cut anywhere on your body and you had stitches somewhere, you may tend to get those. It's nothing, you know, serious to worry about. It's just something that, you know, happens within the body. Or unless if you know, you have an old body, then I guess that's what you will be feeling. So that's just only that fine part, but pain to a minimum. Okay, so let me stop talking about the pain part. Let's get to what I've been experiencing with the period. So prior to the last clip that I made back in May, I'll put a screenshot, but I'm certain that it says May 25th when that part was recorded. And what I could tell you guys was that about 2 weeks later, Aunt Flo came into town. Okay, she came in, I wouldn't say like not with a force, but she came, and I am so happy that, you know, like I saw her. I was like, oh my God. And at first I wasn't sure. From what I remember, I wasn't sure about whether if it was, I thought it was just more of like, you know, what they say, like the excess from the fibroids that they were coming out of your body. But it was my period. From what I remember, that first period since my procedure, it was in a way heavy, but not as heavy as it was before I had the procedure. Okay, let me get that clear. The period was not that heavy. Okay, now I was told that, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous part, but when you first get your period after you get this procedure done, it will be slight heavy at first, and as the months go on, it'll become lighter and lighter. It'll act like a normal period, not with a period with fibroids, if you guys get what I'm saying. So I noticed with that one, that was a little heavy. I still had my maxi pads, my big maxi pads. I'll tell you guys, get the big ones. And you know, I was able to maintain it. It was no issues, no problems. I believe my period lasted as normal, probably close to 7 days, because that's usually how my periods were. So once I got done with that cycle, that was last month, I was good. July, we're in a new month. My period did pass. My period actually hit right the day before of the 4th of July, and it kind of ruined my 4th of July because I had to, you know, go back and forth in the bathroom and make sure there was no leakage, and then try the option B, which was the tampon. I'm the kind of girl where I don't like tampons at all. I'm a maxi pad kind of girl. They did not help me at all. Last month, it did not help me at all. I was just like flowing, you know. But most of the time I wore napkins. I didn't have no issues other than it, you know, not being secure, not all over the place, you know. And I noticed this as well. I will tell you guys, I noticed this as well. When I was dealing with all of that, you know, my period during the 4th of July, I kind of got like in my headspace, and I don't know if it's like a PTSD type of thing, from where you will end up going back to how your periods was before. You know how you feel fear, that you're scared that you're going to, you know, leak all over yourself, you're going to mess up your pants, you're going to, you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. So I started feeling like that. So I think I got a little bit of like a PTSD. I'm really hoping that as my periods slowly get back to normal, that I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, making a mess of myself, because I was feeling a little bit of that, even though I kind of like did with my bathing suits. But yeah, it came very unexpected. So periods do go back to normal. I mean, slowly go back to normal, but you will see your period. So it turns out within the month of May, I did indeed skip a period. Like I told you guys, I was spotting. My period normally comes the 4th week, but because when I had the procedure, it alternated. So I ended up like spotting in May. And frankly, when June period came, then I ended up was bleeding a little heavier, probably because of those 2 months for both May and that month. I had to make up for. Then I had the period from July, and then you know, more than likely I would have it in August. Okay, so that's what's been going on with periods. Oh yes, another thing. Okay, the anemia, the ice eating. Okay, so the thing about this is, again, it takes time for you to come back to your normal self, with the bleeding, with the bloatness, with the swelling of the leg. If you're dealing with anemia, when you have your left leg swollen, those things take time. Now, what I found out, I know that my body was doing some of it. After I got the fibroids healed, 1 month has passed, then, you know, continue healing. We're in July. I noticed that, you know, I was still eating the ice. So I was like, I have to go to a doctor. So I made an appointment with my doctor to have him check my iron levels in my blood. They did, and what they discovered was that they said that I was still low on iron. At first they had me thinking that I was like dangerously low, but upon me have to find like a blood clinic, I go now to a clinic that deals with blood and helps out with chemo patients and people who needs other things that need to go into their body, you know, like an infusion place or a chemotherapy place per se. So I found that on the web. They're amazing, the best people I have ever met. They're so sweet. They make you feel like you're at home. I'm like, I wish I had a doctor there, you know, because I had to. It's neat though. So I ended up finding that clinic the moment that I was told that I was anemic, and I made an appointment. I went there. I saw the blood doctor. His name is Dr. Milu, and I saw him for about, I don't know, about maybe like 5 minutes, and then, you know, they took some of my blood. And the reason why they did that is because they wanted to see how much iron I need. The good news is I don't need that much, because my body was reducing the iron. And I noticed this because I've been eating ice every day, and every once in a while when I put ice in my mouth, I started to taste like this slightly metallic taste. Then I'm like, okay, my iron is coming back in. And I had my first infusion done last Monday, and I go back next Monday afternoon, and those 2 sessions take no more than 30 minutes, and then they said that's basically it. So going back to my doctor, they was telling me, like, they had me thinking that my iron was really low, but it wasn't really that low. My body is slowly getting back to its normal self. Like I tell you guys again, the process does take time. But right now, since I have that iron, I'm starting to not have no desire for ice. I know it's when I put it in my mouth, it kind of feels, it tastes like, it's hard to describe it, but it's like I put 1 or 2 pieces and then that's it. I rather just drink water, soda, sparkling water. I'm more into liquids now. Like I'm consuming liquids, and like I'm drinking liquid. It's like it's the opposite. It's so funny when it's like that, you know. But the good part is I'm happy for the sake of, you know, like my teeth, that I don't have to worry about eating ice anymore. So that's another thing that you guys need to look out for after you have this procedure. Make sure you make an appointment to your local doctor, find out your iron levels, and then go from there. Okay, so you can stop whatever it is that you're craving. Okay, all right, and I think that's a little bit more it that I really wanted to explain. I suppose this video is short, but I can't think of anything. I will say this one more thing about the anemia. I did find out upon research, like, remember I told you guys that I eat a lot of olives, and I also eat a lot of spicy foods. I don't know if that was shared in the last video, but I found out that if you notice you're bleeding heavy, you eat a lot of ice, or you crave other things, especially if you crave olives, pickles, other than you love pickles like myself, but you crave things like that are pickly, tangy, spicy, that's all part of the anemia. Okay, all part of the anemia. If you don't believe me, Google it. Okay, so that's one of the signs there. My leg is ever since with the iron, it still swells. It still swells, but I think what I'll do is that I'll just come back with another update, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with that part, because that is the only thing that I'm a little concerned about, is the swelling of the leg. It's not as big as you saw like in my story, but it does indeed swell. So I have to see if I have to make another doctor's appointment to see if I need to start on some fluid pills to get the water out, and then once I notice that it's not swelling anymore, then I can discontinue the fluid pills, and then I'll be good. But it's a process, y'all. It's a process. Okay, all right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This again is another update regarding my fibroid embolization. I guess you call it like after procedure. I don't know the names of this stuff, but you guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, so it's the part 3. If you guys like the video, be sure to give it a like. It allows the video to float around the YouTube streets. If you love me for the jump, be sure to hit that button and subscribe. I would try to update here a little bit more, a little bit better, but especially if you're a K-pop lover, be sure to subscribe. Okay, I want to get this channel up and running. All right, okay guys, I gotta go. I hope you guys stay safe, stay well. You got this. It's going to be okay. And let's go out there and be yourselves again. Okay, feel like yourself again. Okay, all right, y'all. Okay, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned, maybe another update. All right, bye.